Repaying others who have helped us and being honest and trustworthy. February 25, 2006. Minghui.org. Zhang Gu lived in the Qing dynasty, under Emperor Qianlong. Although he was poor, he was a kind and trustworthy man. There was a pawn shop at Chongming Island in Shanghai. The owner of the shop was an elderly man named Chen who was from Wan County, Sichuan, currently Wan County of Chongqing City. He hired Zhang Gu as a clerk to help him in the shop. Zhang Gu was a very diligent and competent person who treated every guest with sincerity and patience. He handled every transaction clearly and correctly. As a result, the business at the pawn shop became more profitable. Trusting Zhang Gu, the owner increased his responsibilities and treated him like his family member. The owner received a letter from his family saying that his wife was very sick and that he must return to his home immediately. Knowing Zhang Gu to be an honest man, the owner entrusted the business to Zhang Gu and went back home. Zhang Gu promised the owner that he would take care of the business in the best way possible and hoped the owner would come back as quickly as possible. The owner was old, weak, and very anxious. The long trip was very stressful for him. Unfortunately, he got very sick after he went back home and after a short while he died. Shanghai and Sichuan are a fair distance from each other, so it was difficult to communicate between the two places. After the owner left, Zhang Gu took care of the shop all by himself and never dared to slack off a bit. The business kept advancing smoothly and he never thought about going back home to see his parents, wife, and children. Since the owner had not returned, he never really had a chance to go back home. 10 years passed in this manner and one day, a young man came to the shop. He looked very similar to the owner. Zhang Gu asked the young man and found him to be the son of the owner. The news of the owner's death was also revealed to Zhang Gu, and tears fell from his eyes as he recalled the owner's kindness to him. Zhang Gu immediately took out the account books from the last 10 years and gave them to the owner's son. The owner's son looked at the accounts and found all the transaction to be in order. Then Zhang Gu checked the inventory with the owner's son and handed over everything to him. Deeply moved by Zhang Gu's actions, the owner's son immediately paid him an amount worth 10 years of salary and also presented 400 taels, 528 ounces, of silver to him as a gift. Zhang Gu accepted the salary but he refused to accept the silver. He said, "Your father helped me 10 years ago and so I should pay it back. Your father entrusted the business to me, it is my responsibility to keep the promise. I just did what I should do. Please do not thank me. My only concern is that I have been away from my home for 10 years. Since you have come back, please let me return to my home and reunite with my family." Before Zhang Gu left, he ardently explained the business procedure to the owner's son again. Then he packed some simple baggage and said goodbye to the owner's son. The owner's son was very regretful that he could not retain Zhang Gu. He sighed, "Zhang Gu is really an honorable man. It's a Chinese traditional virtue to return to others who have helped us and be honest and trustworthy." The owner entrusted his shop to Zhang Gu, who spent 10 years to fulfill his promise. He was not selfish when confronted with the loss of wealth. He really deserved the title of an honest and trustworthy man.